Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Good morning. And thanks for coming. This is IMG Learning Podcast, Episode 1. Okay, I'm Dustin. I'm the Academic Director for IMG Learning. I'm here with two of the tutors for Ethos. Ethos is our conversational English app. Okay, this is Kayla.
Hi.
This is Kwa. And we're just really happy to be here today. We're going to talk about lifelong learning. I mean, you guys are young. I don't know how much lifelong learning you've been doing, but I'm sure you plan on doing some lifelong learning.
Yes.
Yeah,
Definitely.
Think about it all.
yeah. So in today's podcast, we're going to have 4 different segments. The first segment, we will discuss why lifelong learning is important. Okay. And in the second segment, we'll talk about how soft skills development can be together with lifelong learning. In the third segment, we'll talk about some different resources people can use to, facilitate lifelong learning. And then we'll talk about, in the fourth segment, we'll talk about some barriers that some people might face when it comes to lifelong learning. All right? Yeah, but before we start, I just want to ask how you guys are doing this morning.
Oh, that's nice. I mean, it's just cool down already. So after a whole intense sun heat, we finally have some shade and wind breeze. I feel pretty
You
good.
feel a lot better? Okay,
Yeah, I
good.
feel a lot better
So
now.
for me, it's girls' morning routine. Get up, make up, and dress up. That's right. And have a really pretty breakfast made by myself.
Oh, you made your own breakfast
Yeah,
this
I
morning?
make my own breakfast. Breakfast at Kayla, not Tiffany.
Oh, breakfast at Tiffany's. Wow, okay.
Yes. It's a little joke.
That's funny, yeah. Okay, and by the way, like I was mentioning before, we have our Ethos. It's a conversational English tutoring platform for anyone in Vietnam who wants to build their conversation in English, and these two would be your tutors. You can hear them. They both know English quite well, and they will be very happy to be your tutor.
Yes, so happy to see you.
Yeah. All right. Let's get into segment 1.
Yes, that's great.
Welcome to segment 2. We're talking about soft skills development and why they link to lifelong learning, or how they link to lifelong learning. As you guys know, before we get into this, at ethos.com, by IMG Learning, our tutoring platform is not just about conversational English. It also brings in soft skills development. So that's why we're tying in soft skills development with lifelong learning, because there are some soft skills that can help keep you on track. All right. One soft skill that I really love, and I think a lot of people don't really, or they might not understand that this is a soft skill, but it's adaptability. Adaptability. It means that, very simply put, the definition is in the word adapt. You can adapt to certain situations as you need. And if you remember what I was talking about a little bit in the introduction, or in when we were talking about lifelong learning in general, a lot of the times when you want to learn something new, it's either because you need to adapt to a situation. It's a necessity. It's a necessity to learn a new skill, to get a new job, maybe to get a raise in your current job, or if you just want to change what your job is, change your career altogether, you might need to learn new skills, all right? So adaptability is the key. Adaptability is the key, right? How would you guys rate yourselves on a scale from 1 to 5? How adaptable are you?
Maybe 3.5.
3.5?
Yes.
I think somewhere between 6 and 7.
On a 5
On a
scale?
5
Oh,
scale.
yeah. I would think
Wow.
3.5.
He's God level.
Yeah.
God level to above God level.
Beyond the scale.
Yeah, beyond the scale. So the same as me, 3.5.
Yeah, and it's hard. Like, how do you know you're at that level? But and maybe once you get I think once, and I hate to say this, I don't want to be using this phrase a lot, but I think once you get older, you start adapting more because you realize you have to.
Yes.
You know, like, and especially if you want to have a family, you know, have kids or something, like you need to adapt. Like you are their whole world, or they're your world, the kids. So like they force you to adapt.
Yes.
But right now you're more like you don't have to worry about stuff like that, you know.
Because your life is only orbits around you. You're the center of your life. But then you have to worry much more about the new things, like for at the moment you don't have to worry about the personal budget. But when you have kids or marry, the cost of living will be increased significantly, and you have to worry about tons of things.
Yeah. So you have to adapt to make sure you take care of everybody. You have responsibilities.
Oh.
Yes.
Taking responsibility is another soft skill. Understanding how to, you know,
What to sacrifice.
yeah, what like prioritize. Which thing is the most important to do now? Which thing is the most important to wait for? And that's also related to time management.
Yes.
Yeah. Time management is a big soft skill. All right. So as we can see,
University students struggle with deadlines.
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
university students, my God, like I was an international school teacher for a long time, and I cannot tell you how normal it's normal for kids to not turn their work in. It's not even like I'm more shocked when people turn in their work on time than when they don't turn their work in. Yeah.
And they always have reason for it.
It's called an excuse.
Yeah.
It's never really a good reason. But you like teachers, I think that's related to adaptability. But there's also a thing called grit.
Yes.
Grit is like the mental toughness, or like it's related to managing your time, like taking the time to actually manage yourself, assess yourself, understand like what you're doing wrong.
Yes.
And not accepting that, I always turn my work in late. Like, you know, oh, it's okay, I always turn my work in late.
Accepting the faults of yourself.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you think your
Normalize
faults,
it.
and you normalize your faults, and you think it's okay to behave like that. Maybe that's the teacher's fault too. For all the
Yeah.
teachers out there, don't let the people do that. It's okay to be flexible sometimes,
But only sometimes.
but only sometimes.
Or
Yeah.
else become a habit, right?
Don't let the students manipulate you.
Be strong.
Yeah.
Stronger than them.
Yeah. They're looking for your guidance. If you can't guide them towards developing soft skills, like managing their time, taking their responsibilities, being adaptable, then what are you really teaching them? It's funny, I didn't mean to tell this story, but I will. I had two girls. I was their teacher in grade 10 2 years ago in Egypt, because I was working in Egypt last. And then I taught them again in grade 11. And sometime in grade 10, there was like, towards the end of the year, they had like a C plus or like a D or whatever, like a low score. But the girls are really smart, and they're just not working to their potential. So they asked me to can I make up some work to make my grade better, or give me extra credit or something like that? I said, okay, fine, like I'll do it. And I let them do that. And then the first semester of grade 11, they had, like near the end of the semester, their grade was like 40 out of 100. Really bad, like failing.
Below average.
No, below failing,
Oh, yeah.
like way below failing. And they both came to me separately, and they would ask me like, okay, I really need the extra credit. My mom and dad, you know, they're gonna be really upset. They know my grade, they're gonna be really upset. And I told them, I said, no, this time I'm not changing your grade, you know. And they start crying and go talk to the principal, go talk to everybody, talk to the other teacher, talk to their mom and dad. And I told everybody, even their parents, I said, if I'm not teaching your kids to like take their responsibility and manage their time and understand, then what am I really teaching them?
Yes. true.
That's what I said, you can be upset all you want, like with their grade, but it's their fault that they have a bad grade. It's not my fault.
That's a lesson for them.
And I said, these are smart and talented girls. So they need to be smart. And if they want to be a straight A student, then they need to be a straight A student. You know? But I mean, sometimes we need to do that.
Yes.
Yeah. Sometimes we need to do that. Not that grades are, I don't even care about the grade. I shouldn't have said straight A, but like but perform to your potential. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Don't leave it, don't make it somebody else's fault
I know.
if you can't, you know. But yeah. We have fun here. We have a lot of noises. We have horns honking. We got motorbikes going by. We got phones ringing. We got other people here at the coffee shop.
I mean, that's life.
It's life. We need to adapt. We need to adapt to the situation.
Yeah.
You think that we can't afford to have a studio? No. We came here on purpose
Show that this is real life.
yes,
walk here.
we're adapting. Yes,
You know,
We walk
like
here.
we're developing our own soft skills right now.
yes,
And we are debating in the coffee shop.
That's right.
it's normal.
It's normal.
Many big business start from here.
That's right.
Yeah.
We're the intelligentsia.
So that is requirement for communication, right?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. Are there any? So, I wonder if you guys can give me some examples of some soft skills that you think are important when it comes to being a lifelong learner. That ones that we didn't already talk about. We already talked about adaptability and time management. But what are some other ones that you find important for yourselves?
I think it is decision making.
Decision making.
Yes, it's one of the also very important to the lifelong learner because each individual will have different backgrounds and different contexts they're living in. So they need to decide which will be the most suitable. I would not say the best, the most suitable for them to take. Well,
You mean like take a course or?
take a course or maybe like me, I choose to restart everything and I do not regret it until now. Still not regret it. And so there's a saying, it's quite cliche, but it's I think it's very useful. Is
We
that
love cliches. We love
yes,
cliches.
There's no bad decision at all.
Yeah.
So just take it and then go with the flow.
Yeah.
That's the best one.
Because I love that. That's a great way of thinking, and especially good for a lifelong learner.
Yes.
Because you really never know like what you're going to learn. You're going
Yes.
to learn if you start taking a course, you might have some expectations for like what it's going to be like.
Yes.
But then the teacher might surprise you, material might surprise you, or maybe something that the classmate said that can surprise you, and then you're going to learn something new.
Yeah. There are always some unknown variable, so you can never plan everything. You have to go with the flow. You have to expect the uncertainties.
Okay.
So that's a decision. It's a decision to be open-minded and accept things, but it's also adaptability at the same time.
Yes. For me, I think it's communication. Because nowadays I think that we text a lot but not talk a lot, and there will be many conflicts and arguments in life. We cannot avoid it if we want to. So the problem is that when we face that situation, how do we use our word? We're gonna use our word to make a bigger conflict or to solve the conflict. And I think that we don't develop the communication skills strong enough to be a supportive speaker or to convene our idea. And when we not know how to express our mind, the other cannot understand what we want to say, and sometimes it's cause some misunderstanding. And it's like it make the relationship getting worse.
Well, but I like what you're saying, but if we want to relate it to
Lifelong
lifelong
learning,
learning.
right?
So, like for example, if you have a mentor or you have the instructor that you're working with in your course.
Yes.
If the two of you, maybe you don't see eye to eye, but it's important to find a way to communicate properly so you can really take something away from your course, like as a lifelong learner.
Yes, I like that. University students don't like to express our idea, even that they don't understand the question, or even that they don't know what the teacher are talking about, but they are just too hesitate to speak their mind, to ask, oh, can you repeat? They are too shy for that. So that's the reason why the teacher just teach and the student just listen, but we don't know.
You think it's because they're shy?
I think that because they are shy to share the idea, and there's a lot.
But in your, like, I don't know because I didn't go to a Vietnamese university, but do you have like, how many people are in your class? Like 100 people, 200 people, or do you have a smaller class?
My class have 40 students, but around 4 of them really want to connect to the professor or connect to the teacher. They ask and they answer. They are enthusiastic students, and the rest of them, no. They just listen.
They listen.
And when the teacher asks them something they don't know, they just be in silence.
Awkward silence.
Yeah,
They're like a turtle.
Yeah. And the teacher then asks, why don't you tell me before that you don't know about
So
this part?
we need to make a lifelong learning course on ethos.com called How Not to Be a Turtle.
Yes.
How not to be a turtle. That's like, I'm gonna make that your responsibility.
Oh my.
Okay. So Kayla have a new responsibility for that. And everybody here knows that.
Okay. I will remember this one.
How not to be a turtle. Yeah. No, it's important. Like I noticed, there's people have different personality, there's different type of personality, and some people are shy. But just because you're shy, it doesn't mean that you shouldn't be active listening in your courses, so that you can keep learning. But also the ability to speak in public and like act and reply to your professor or your teacher accurately is really important, because guess what? You're gonna have a job,
Yes.
right? You're gonna have a job, and your boss is gonna have expectations for you, and the expectations that your boss has is a big deal because it determines how much you get paid and if you keep your job. So if you start the habit in school of I'm not listening, I'm not answering, I don't know, it's not a good look. If somebody asks you a question and you say I don't know, or you just don't say anything, guess what? Like eventually you're not going to have a job anymore.
I don't know.
I don't know that one.
Yeah. I don't know. Okay, it's not cute. It's not cute and it's not funny. It might be cute and funny on TikTok, but it's not. But in real life, nobody
because,
wants to hear that.
The teacher are paid to ask this question. So basically, the more you reply with "I don't know," it doesn't matter. But with the boss, it's different.
Well, but sorry to interrupt. The teacher's paid, but the teacher also has a passion to make sure that you do know something.
Yes.
Yeah.
But basically, the boss, it's not his or her responsibility. So, I don't know. Okay, you fired. That's it. Simple.
Yeah. Well, I love all these conversations. We have a lot of great points here, but I think we're going to take time to move on to section 3, which is to give some resources on lifelong learning.